Number 4. CM Punk. Yes, even when he's not wrestling anymore, he's still one of the greatest wrestlers. Used to, but still one of the greatest. What he did when he came in WWE was a mid-card, but ever since 2011, he's become a big star in the WWE. Thanks to his famous pipe bomb segment in 2011, it changed everything in WWE. The Money in the Bank 2011 main event where CM Punk faced John Cena for the WWE Champion was the best match of 2011 because of what he did. And he was planning on quitting WWE because his contract expired the night after the Money in the Bank pay-per-view is over. But when he comes back, he decides to become more of a serious wrestler instead of a straight-edge wrestler. He's now a best in the world. Well, kind of like Chris Jericho, but these two wrestled at WrestleMania and Extreme Rules, so I say that CM Punk took that title from Chris Jericho. And let's get into the fact that he completely quit it and walked out in WWE. The 2014 Royal Rumble was the last time we saw CM Punk, for several reasons. For one, before this pay-per-view, he was into serious disagreements with the company and he had a staph infection on his back. And 2, he had some injuries on his knee. Remember that time where Ryback broke his knee last year? It's still having some issues. And 3rd is that he really wanted to main event WrestleMania. All he ever wanted is to be in the main event. Not just a main event, like WWE say, the triple main event, which is kind of stupid. I'm talking about the final match of WrestleMania. I know people want to see Daniel Bryan main event WrestleMania 30, but in my opinion, CM Punk should main event WrestleMania 30. Because for one, he's been in the company for way too long, and even though he became WWE Champion, he still deserves to have at least one main event at WrestleMania, as in the final match, that is. CM Punk has went through a lot of hard work, and when Batista returned, oh my god, things changed the next night on Raw when he quit it because he's getting sick and tired of being in the mid-card, and then the worst of it all, he hates Triple H because there was original plans that he was about to face Triple H at a match at WrestleMania. But he completely declined because he really doesn't want to face him since he already did that at Night Champions 2011. I really feel bad for CM Punk. You may say that Daniel Bryan deserves to be in the main event, but you can't argue that CM Punk worked really hard to be in the main event spot at WrestleMania. And it's very sad that he didn't get the chance to. Especially in 2012 where he's barely in those main events. And only competed in 3 main events of those pay-per-views. But on the brighter note, his run before he became the best in the world was pretty interesting. Since he was a mid-carder, he appeared on ECW and became an ECW champion. And then we become one of the most successful wrestlers of Raw and SmackDown by becoming a multiple-time World Heavyweight Champion. He was doing a very good job with his straight edge gimmick, especially with his straight edge to society thing. It may didn't last long, but it looked very cool. I really feel that CM Punk should have done way better and treated more better from WWE standards. CM Punk, it's really sad that WWE is treating you miserably and there's a reason why you had to quit, but you're still one of the best wrestlers of all time. Number 3. AJ Styles. He's one of my favorite wrestlers from TNA, but since this is from WWE, it has to focus on WWE at least. I really felt happy that AJ Styles debuted in WWE after this long. And it's very nice that WWE is treating him as a main eventer and a top star quickly as possible, since he's a very talented free agent during the time before the Royal Rumble 2016. He didn't do a lot recently since it's been 2 years, but he still did tons of great things like becoming a 2-time WWE champion. Now, one of his matches is very interesting and very fun to look at. His heel one was pretty good. I mean, it's very nice that he's a face again, but his heel one was understandable, since he was completely complaining the fact that he doesn't get a main event slot at WrestleMania 33. And even though that you probably don't like the match between him and Shane McMahon at 33, at least AJ Styles defeats Shane McMahon to make up the win from last year's. I know it's not fair to put him on the top of the list because he didn't do a lot in WWE, but at least he's treated more respectfully and not miserably like every other talent that gets buried. But other than that, I still think that AJ Styles will still do a lot, and I hope he doesn't retire anytime soon. Hopefully he can wrestle for at least 5 more years in WWE. Then he will prove to be a Hall of Famer someday. I don't have a lot to say about him, but all I can say is watch his matches with his wrestlers. It's very great and very perfect, especially his rivalry against Chris Jericho. By the way, I had fantasies of Chris Jericho and AJ Styles proving who's the best wrestler in the world before AJ Styles came to WWE. And apparently, my imagination came true when there's a rivalry between these two. Yeah. My predictions sometimes come true. Yeah, I'm sometimes psychic. Number 2. Batista. Yeah, you may be confused, but in my opinion, I really loved Batista when he was still a wrestler during the times of the Ruthless Aggression era. But ever since the 2010s came around, he quit because the PG wasn't getting any better, and it's getting turned down. He hated PG. I know I didn't explain a lot, but the reason why he's on this list is involved his run in the Ruthless Aggression era. When Batista appeared in WWE, he was just a manager, but later on, he went to Raw and began to team up with Evolution and become one of the most successful heels in Evolution and Raw history. One of my favorite moments from the Ruthless Aggression era is when Batista spoke the truth on why Evolution exists. Because for one, Triple H has been World Heavyweight Champion constantly during the time Batista was in Evolution. And not only that, he completely proves that ever since he won the Royal Rumble, Triple H didn't even care because all he wants to be is the World Heavyweight Champion. I know Triple H is like the John Cena before John Cena became a main eventer after WrestleMania 21, but my point is, Batista did have a great point on why Triple H made Evolution in the first place. Sure, the stable was more than why it exists, but in my opinion, Batista still had a good point. As for his matches against Triple H, it's very great. He was 3-0 against Triple H in 2005. And in my opinion, it's kind of actually hilarious considering the fact that Triple H completely is upset and then Batista says that I'm just better than you in one of the promos in the matches. Anyway, other than that, his run after this was pretty good and okay. Some fans may don't like him anymore, but he's still a perfect wrestler for what he does in the ring. The only thing that he got the much attention than John Cena is when he was involved with a world title picture in 2007. No, seriously. Out of all the matches in 2007's pay-per-views, he was always part or is the World Heavyweight Champion all the time. I don't have a problem with that, but I kind of like that he actually gets more respected. 2007 was like his year of becoming a world champion for the world. It was in one of the greatest matches I've ever seen in 2007. Like his match against The Undertaker at WrestleMania 23, among others. And then let's get into the PG era. Oh my god. Yeah, things change for the worse for everybody. I really don't like that Batista completely returned in 2014 because it really didn't make everyone happy that he won the Royal Rumble. And it's very disappointing that he didn't get a lot of respect like he used to, especially that the PG era didn't change a lot ever since he came back. I think the only reason why he returned is so he can be part of WrestleMania 30. That's basically it. He missed WrestleMania 25, and even though I was kind of upset, he was injured. And then when he quit again, oh man. Don't like that WWE is just getting more worse and worse with its PG aspects? because I really show that Batista doesn't like that he's going through the same thing he went through in 2008 through 2010. But other than that, Batista's still one of my favorite wrestlers. I know I didn't talk a lot about him, but he's still a great wrestler for what he does in the ring. He sometimes speaks the truth about the evolution, and then sometimes he speaks the truth about John Cena in 2010. I really think that he deserves a little bit more respect, and the rumors state that he might return this year. We don't know for that for sure, but rumors are everywhere. And my number one favorite wrestler of all time in WWE is Jeff Hardy. Yes, out of all the wrestlers, even the young stars, Jeff Hardy is still my favorite wrestler in the WWE. With the greatest accomplishments and moments that he did over the years, especially his return at WrestleMania 33 with his brother Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy has become one of the most athletic and successful wrestlers during the times he was with WWE. He and his brother became the Hardy Boys in 1999. And ever since then, he was able to entertain all of us. And it's very sad that he didn't get to be in the main event slot and becoming a world champion in WWE a lot because of his drug problems. I just can't believe that. I can't even get over the fact that he was so drunk in that Victory Award 2011 main event. But back on great topics, he was a very great Intercontinental Champion and a very great Tag Team Champion. One of his greatest moments is when he finally won the WWE Champion at the end of 2018. It became one of the greatest moments in history. Jeff Hardy became a main eventer at the end of 2007, and he completely improved since then. But it sadly ended when he completely left WWE because of his drug issues. And as for his run in TNA, I can't talk about TNA in the WWE video, so I can just say that TNA is just doing the same thing that WWE is doing with Jeff Hardy. I became a fan of him for several reasons. One, he changes and improves at the same time. Ever since 2008, he has face paint, which makes him more different and more better than he used to be. Number two, ever since he became a main eventer, he did very insane moves to everyone, especially his matches against CM Punk in 2009. And three, even though he didn't win a lot at WrestleMania, he still did tons of crazy moments, like that jump from the ladder onto Edge at WrestleMania 23, and those Swanton bombs on his opponents. And even though it's disappointing again that he still didn't win at WrestleMania, at least he still won at WrestleMania 33. And I've got a feeling that he might use at WrestleMania 34 this year. Yeah, I know, I just can't get over that. But my point is, he did a lot. He didn't do a lot since he left in 2009 and did other stuff outside of WWE. But I can still say that he's one of my favorite wrestlers out of all the wrestlers in WWE. Anyway, that's all I have for WWE month. Yeah, I know it's not a lot, but like I said earlier in this project, I'm going to do other things like work on my other channel for adults and also work on the crossover between me and Baseball Sam 1. I really hope you still enjoy this month nonetheless. I wanted before getting everything over with, and I don't want to put in new projects because I have other things to do. Just keep that in mind. I'm Lonely Fanboy Flay here, and I'll see you again when the crossover between me and Baseball Sam happens.